Whoop, there it is. Today I'm gonna be talking about the Whoop band. I just got a new one. As you can see, I got one here. I am fortunately a founding member. I've been a user since, oh, that sounds kind of bad. I've been utilizing the Whoop band since 2017. So what's the Whoop band? They claim right here, right? You don't really know yourself, so you're about to unlock yourself. When I first got it, their tagline was always on because they have a charger. Pause. They have this nifty little charger that you actually just slide right on, right? And it starts charging it, so you never have to take it off. It's always on. Some things have changed over the past few years since they've been around. But today I'm gonna go over basically my likes, dislikes, what it does for you, what you can get from it, and we're gonna unbox this new one that I've got right here. Let's open it up, check it out. I wanted the new Onyx band, but they're sold out unless you get a new band. So here we go, opening it up. It's pretty sick. New box. The old school one was kind of really weird. So, all right. Oh wow, this is nice. Here's the inside. Oh. So you got charger, the new band, the 3.0, always on, waterproof. What's it say? Strain, recovery, sleep. So those are the three biggest metrics that they talk about is your strain, how hard you're working throughout the day, whether it's a workout, general activity. It's just always monitoring your movement through an accelerometer as well as your heart rate. So obviously I don't have to do all this stuff because I've already downloaded it. What I'm gonna do is sync this new band to my app on my phone. That way I don't have the 2.0 anymore. The only difference between the 2.0 and the 3.0 besides the battery life is the fact that you can do live streaming. So later today we're gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna show you a workout where you could actually see my heart rate and my strain moving, my calories and all that while I'm working out, which is actually a pretty cool little thing that they have. All right, so this is a cool feature. It glitched out after I had recorded on the treadmill because there was an update for the new watch the Whoop that I just got. So otherwise it would work seamlessly. Right here would normally show the workout strain, so how much the strain is, and it had a little optimal tab, which I thought was cool. Active calories in the workout, and then of course you could see that right there, the live heart rate. It's a pretty cool little feature. Not that it really helps you so much with the fact of working out and optimizing your workouts, but more so just a cool little thing to throw onto social media so people could see what your workouts look like as far as your heart rate. It's pretty smart on Whoop's part. It doesn't really have any utilization factor for performance and recovery in my opinion, but it is a little bit cool to kind of see this, and honestly they're pretty darn smart for doing this because people are going to post this because it looks cool and you could see these live features, and then of course you're going to see, hey look, I got a Whoop and that's why it's doing that. So decent little feature. You'll probably see me posting it up, not when I'm running because of course I can't use my phone when I'm running, but probably in the weight room it'll be cool to see my live heart rate on, you know, back squats, cleans, whatever it might be. So yeah. Damn, this thing's like, my teammate told me that it was hard to open. This thing's really hard to open.
I don't want to break it. Come on. Whoa. This one's just like, oh, okay, got it.
Right. So, book this class on this side over here. Boink, it's in. Just need to adjust it for my wrist. I'm gonna pop this one off right now. Not much of a difference in size or anything. They're both super light. So the way the battery lasts longer on this is I think the low EMF or something Bluetooth. So there's side by side, right? Okay, they're pretty much exactly the same. When I first started using the Whoop, their algorithm was crazy. A normal day working out told me I was burning like 5,000-6,000 calories. And if I ate that, I'd be as big as this room. But it's been about a year or so since I've used it, and now actually they fixed their algorithm where it's quite accurate. I had a 2-a-day yesterday, and it said I burned about 3,500 calories, which I would put that on par with that. I had some track practice, hills, 400s, and a strength session. Both sessions, well, the first one was about 90 minutes, the second one was about an hour. So I would say it's pretty accurate. I walk to work, I walk to the gym, so there's a lot of movement that I have going on throughout the day.
What was I gonna say?
All right, I actually just swapped it over, synced it up, so the 3.0 is now active on my wrist. So what are the big three that Whoop does? They've got your sleep, your recovery, and your strain. So sleep coach. Sleep coach is pretty awesome. You can change if you want to just get by, perform, or peak, and it will adjust your sleep based on your goals for the following day. When you set your sleep, it's gonna track your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, your respiratory rate, how many disturbances you have. It'll tell you how much REM sleep, deep sleep, slow wave sleep, and how much you're awake each night. So you actually get a lot of metrics that are really helpful on how you're sleeping. And another cool thing about the whole sleep system that it has is every time you wake up, it'll ask you questions about, say, if you had coffee, when was the last serving? If you've used CBD, if you shared your bed with somebody, if you drank alcohol. All these different metrics create a journal for you to see what affects your quality of sleep. And then you can fine tune getting the best recovery possible, because that's ultimately the goal. Use it as a tool, don't have it as an end all be all. So what is heart rate variability? So your heart rate beats, right? Boom, 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 right? It's pretty steady, but there's little variances in that 60 beats per minute, say, right? So what's the variance? The variance between one beat to the other. And the longer or variance in those beats means that you have better recovery. If your heart is constantly pumping, it's very, very consistent, it means it's trying harder to recover. So you're not gonna have as good of a recovery score. Of course, with Whoop's algorithm, there's a whole lot more to it than just the heart rate variability. Let's move on to strain. So strain is gonna calculate how hard your body is working based on the movement that I talked about earlier. It's got the accelerometer and the heart rate monitor, right? So if you're moving a lot, your heart rate's up, the strain is gonna go up. It's on a scale from 0 to 21, 21 being max heart rate for 24 hours. But the biggest thing is with the strain, for me, it still seems to be kind of high on the wrist. When I wore it on my bicep a few years ago, it lowered the calories, right? I was kind of monitoring my calories with it too. That's why I wore it on my bicep a lot. I'm not too worried about the strain right now, but the new algorithm they have for calorie burn on the wrist seems to be doing a lot better. Plus, you gotta be wearing it pretty snug so it doesn't get a lot of vibration, because that'll artificially inflate the strain score. So strain is gonna be in the algorithm that they use to develop your recovery. So if you have really high strain, of course, you're gonna need better recovery. It's gonna increase the sleep time needed, and it's gonna want you to do all the things necessary to get that time in bed and good sleep quality. The last thing is your overall recovery. It's gonna give you a score 0 to 100%. 100% being you are peaked, ready to go. There's green, yellow, and red. Red, of course, you're supposed to kind of chill back. Doesn't mean don't do anything, just like yellow. You still have the ability to do something. It's just, all right, your body might not be as prepared for it. And they say, like, you can still move. And they give you coaching tips on like meeting your strain with your recovery. It has overlapping charts. I'll actually show you guys here. But the biggest thing is, don't use it as an end all be all, like, oh, I can only do this. You'll probably end up under training. But what you can do is try to optimize your training with that recovery score and learn how your body reacts to certain things. So say you have a really bad recovery one day, but you still need to hit it. For people who have a coach and training is like, all right, I have to do this. I don't really have much of a choice. I have to get a little bit of say, but I'm still gonna be working out pretty hard. The biggest thing is that you need to make sure that your recovery is on point that night and the following day to make sure that you do get a better recovery score, because otherwise you'll start just dropping onto this trough of like low
recovery because you're not doing the things necessary to make sure that your body gets the recovery that it needs.
So what are some of the good things and the bad things about the Whoop strap? The good things that I really like is the sleep coach is absolutely amazing. You could set it up, like I said earlier, about peaking, performing, or just getting by for that day. So if you know like Sundays you don't do anything, you could drop it down to get by. Does a great job with the heart rate variability and heart rate monitoring. It's pretty on point. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt that you are the best tool for yourself. Use this as a secondary tool. So I really believe in it. I love the way that it gives you the metrics. They're really, really easy to read. But with everything, there's always downsides. What time is it? Hell, I don't know. How far did I run? Well, I don't carry my phone when I run. I don't know. There's no GPS, there's no time, there's no stopwatch. I know it's solely focused on just kind of like the recovery and everything, how you are as an athlete. But as a runner myself, I definitely like having a GPS, a stopwatch, and being able to see my heart rate without my phone. And I didn't like wearing 2 wristbands. I think it's kind of corny and looks funny, but I've asked them a few times. I'm like, hey, you guys gonna put a watch in there or anything? They're like, no, you can wear a GPS watch. I'm like, oh man, oh, okay, cool, thanks, but no thanks. I used a Garmin for a really long time because of that reason. That's why I dropped off on the Whoop. But one of my coaches is going to be utilizing it this year to maintain our recovery and slightly adjust workouts based on that, or see how we respond to certain workouts, which I think is really, really cool. It's got the best metrics for that out of any system, hands down. But honestly, that's why I think I'm going to get the bicep band, throw it up here so I can have my GPS on my Garmin watch on my wrist as well. That way I do get the strain and the heart rate readings while I'm working out with the Whoop. Plus I'll have the ability to see my max speed, my pacing overall, and my heart rate from my workouts with my Garmin as well. But other than that, it does just about everything that I like. I tried to get my Garmin to do things like the heart rate variability that this does, but the Garmin marketplace or whatever doesn't have the best apps for it. So this is definitely going to be one of those tools that I will be using this year going into the 2021 Tokyo Olympics.